How'd you
That
feel
boy
about
Tio, man. Yeah, do the dance. Yes,
Good
sir.
dance week, but how did you feel about that? A lot of people were saying the early stoppage by Xander. I mean,
Yeah, nah, when it comes to the boxing skills, bro, I honestly will say I don't know who beats him. At least right now. I mean, like,
Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
what's going on, guys? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. This is the motherfucking Fight Club. And before we get into the video, Teofimo Lopez's return at 140 versus Pedro Campa and a little Xander Zayas fucking KO for you. Before we get into that, go down and like this video and subscribe to the channel. But these are your hosts for the Fight Club this week. I'm Paul Pick and Wyndham Concha. I got my joint and I got my shot. Who's with me?
Hey, man, you already know it's that boy Kev, Waterboy Support, a.k.a. the Don PYE. And I might have a little something in my cup today. I don't know. That boy Paul Lights just got cut off, you feel me? But we all Gucci out here.
You see that shit?
boy got ghosts.
I'm about to say, bro, if you needed to pay the bill, you could have just asked.
It's your boy Marcus, man. What's good with y'all?
But
Hey,
Mark,
man.
Lights back on.
your cousin Teofimo, big homie, came out and he showed his ass real quick. He showed us how it's supposed to be done.
Hey.
That boy Tio, man. Yeah, do the dance. Yes,
Good
sir.
dance.
The boy's a showman. He's a showman.
My boy killed that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I fucked with the energy he brought to that shit. It was a great weekend of fights, dog. Even the boys was both turned the fuck up all day. I think Top Rank, they kind of showed their ass on this card right here.
Yeah, bro. Like, Xander getting co-main event now. That shit.
I got a question for you, Mark. We kind of talked it before. I saw you earlier this week, but how did you feel about that? A lot of people were saying the early stoppage by Xander. I mean, it was a good punch. I don't know if it should have been stopped, but there was a lot of damage prior.
He definitely was damaging him. He fucking was putting it on him. I feel like the ref was anticipating the stoppage, so I think he just jumped a little early. You could say it's early stoppage, but I mean, obviously we know who was winning the fight. Obviously we know who was, gonna win that fight. And it was just pretty obvious. I feel like the ref kind of just jumped himself early. I feel like he even knows it himself. But it's not that big of a deal. It wasn't no fucking crazy moment. Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't that bad.
It reminded me of the Antoine Russell stoppage from the 2 weeks prior. Like, even though, it could be a bad stoppage, it's like, bro, he was getting his ass beat. Like, there was no.
I feel like the ref was like, all right, I'm about to jump any second now. And then, like, he seen one big punch and he just jumped. He said, fuck it. He knew it.
I've seen enough.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was lit. I just need help me break down why Xander Zayas is so fucking good.
Man, that boy, for a 19-year-old, bro, just IQ, ring management, that shit is like, hey, I feel like him and Keyshawn are the only two that's like on that level right now that be able to go in there and they just their IQ for a young fighter is just different, bro. And like Xander's gonna get bigger. The boy's just he's fighting at 154 now, and like he's just learning. At each fight, he looks like he's just getting better. He's sharpening his tools, bro.
And I love how fired up he comes. Like, it's crazy. When I saw
this fight, I seen that he was lit. He was teed up after that shit.
Bro, like, even before I'm jumping up, I was so glad that the cards, these were both ESPN cards. So motherfucking they did the UFC and the boxing at different times. So I'm watching that boy just come on. Like, that boy came ready to take some fucking heads off. But Paul,
the boy's the next Puerto Rican great, man.
That ass, man. They love, how they love the Puerto Ricans over there at ESPN. But Paul, that's your favorite prospect, right? Correct?
Oh, no, he's not Gary Antoine Russell's my favorite prospect, but he's about to be a title contender, to be honest. So, I mean, Xander Zayas is right there as prospect still.
So when it comes to all the young prospects, like, how does he set himself different from the rest? Because, like, there's a lot of young dudes like Keyshawn Davis, Boots, the other dude from Philly. Like, what does make
Bolton? But Bolton's a champion. I would say, honestly, though, what makes them different is just like the IQ. A lot of people have the skill. A lot of people have power. A lot of people go in the ring looking for like highlight finishes so they can grow their brand. But when you see someone who's just picking these people apart and they're not looking for a finish, they're just looking to be the better. Like they're just beating you in every sense of the word. And you're gonna sense it's different. There's a difference when someone is taking someone's head off and this has a crazy power for the weight class versus someone who's just literally you've yet to see any holes in the game at such a young age. And that's how I use Xander Zayas. That's another name I'm throwing that list is Bam. Even though Bam is a champion, he is still 21 years old. He's just as young, like he's just a year and a half older than Xander.
That shit's crazy.
But we're seeing these new gen fighters just basically come in and they kind of show these older fighters or names in the division that like, hey, like we're not afraid of y'all because we're just technically better than you. And it's crazy. Like Devin Haney, 23, like they're just so technically sound. I don't know what schools they're coming from, but they're fucking, they're fun to watch.
This shit's crazy, bro. And they're coming back to
seriously because we were clowning Xander for crying. But to be honest, I want my champion to cry if he can't fight for the belt. Like I want that person to take that shit like life or death. And that's what Xander's showing at such a young, like where other people, I know at 19, I was like, shit, we're going to hit the club. We're going to fucking hit the parties. Like where the hoes at? Like the shit like that. But Xander is just like, I'm here for gold and I fuck with it.
Facts.
I love it, man. I watched the way I like the fight. And it was funny because like when it comes to boxing, I just kind of just want to see somebody get their shit rocked. You feel me? I'm kind of there for that. But the way that Brett just kind of stayed consistent and kept tagging his ass and wasn't getting hit like that, it's kind of dangerous. He has the upside for real.
And but now on to the main event, what really put asses in seats. They said, I want to say they peaked at over 913,000 views for ESPN when this fight came on, and it averaged 850K watches throughout the fight. So he's still a fucking generational talent when it comes to skill and drawing an audience. But Teofimo Lopez versus Pedro Campa. And Teofimo Lopez, I don't care what nobody fucking says. That man is back. And I don't think he ever left, to be honest. I think people just doubted him because all the extra shit outside.
I think it was easy to put to just throw stuff out there like the first in 22 months. This is his first fight in like 22 months, so it's easy to be like, maybe he has some ring rust, maybe he has this. Nah. That boy coming out the show. And the way he was just so accurate and the way he was fighting with his hands down, like pretty much the whole last half of the fight. Like bro was really just sitting there trying to just set up and really get bro out of there. It's a dangerous dude, man.
Bro, that boy Tio is a fucking monster. I'm gonna gas that shit. Fuck it, because if you look, bro, like he's just different when it comes to like speed, power, and counter punching ability. Like I feel like just the mixture of those things, like he can do things that a lot of fighters can't do, which is crazy. Like especially out of all the young fighters, there's a lot of talent, and he does shit that people can't do, bro. And I think that's what makes him different. I mean, I feel like he still got work to do to get like his power more comfortable at 140, you know what I'm saying? Because it took more shots to hurt, but I feel like it's still there. I feel like he's still young technically, so he's still going to be growing into that shit. But man, he put on a performance, bro, like footwork. He looked like it was a sparring session. He was just out there moving, going through the motions. I mean, he probably could have got dude out of there a lot earlier if he wanted to, if he pressed the gas, but people complained about that last fight, you know, when he came out against Kambosos in the first round, pushed the gas, swinging his shots. He looked bad. He got dropped. So I think he was trying to show a little bit different. He still got a little problems upstairs, but that's straight. Fuck it.
Within the four-sided ring, though, he is one of one.
Yeah, when it comes to the boxing skills, bro, I honestly will say I don't know who beats him. At least right now. I mean, like, I could be gassing it a little bit, but I mean, shit, it's gonna be a tough task to take out Tio, bro.
What was you about to say, Kev?
I think it's interesting when you look at that. When you look at that situation, I want to talk about the mindset after we get done talking about the fights. But I think the biggest thing I took away from Tio is that like he looked great and he put on a show and everything, but he did take a lot of hits because there were points in times where I feel like Campa was like. Because I feel like Campa, he lost and he got beat, but I don't think he felt like a slouch. Like he felt like, yo, this dude outclassed me. I feel like he because there was a point in time when he got dropped the first time where he just shook his head.
He knew he fucked up himself.
Yeah, he was like, all right, I'm tripping. Let me I can get up and I can come back from this. So like, I feel like that was the interesting thing. And with Tio being at the higher weight class, I think that's interesting too. Cause like, you guys kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, I came in there thinking he was like a fucking giant. Like I forgot I seen bro fight Lomachenko. So like I seen that he was bigger than the 135s for sure. But like the way like when we spoke on the podcast, I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, bro is fucking gonna be massive next to Kumpa. And I'm not saying he was too much smaller, too much bigger, but I'm saying that the size wasn't that big a deal. So like when I looked at when he has to go fight the Josh Taylors and stuff, like I want to see like, is he gonna continue to fight kind of like similar, kind of try to get Brez out of there, but is he gonna play more like the defensive? Because his shoulder roll was there. Like the entire fight, Kumpa was eating his motherfucking shoulder. So I want to see like, are you gonna be taking those bigger hits against better competition as well?
But that's why they have tune-up fights. That's why you give them 1 or 2 fights in the new division against opponents that they should be able to beat, and just to get them comfortable. So whenever they do go fight the bigger talents, he looks more natural size. So like he's slowly putting on that weight, like legitimate when he's walking around and shit. But outside, I don't think he called out everybody, which I find hilarious. He called out Josh Taylor. He called out what's the other whole Jack Catterall. He called out Jose Zapita, Ramirez. He called out Progas. He called out every motherfucker that weighs 140 and is a good
that one jet too. I forget his name. Was it Barboza or something?
Barboza was supposed to be his original fight, but Barboza was more of a 50-50 fight, especially coming into your first 140 fight. So the Teofimo's camp decided that Pedro Campo would be a better matchup for your first fight.
Okay. Man, fuck Taylor, bro. Teofimo knocks him out. Nah, just
Bro,
he don't knock.
Fuck Taylor. Taylor's doing the most gangster shit ever right now. Where the fans said that Jack Catterall beat him in the first match, so he's dropping every title just so he can go and get his rematch to prove that he beat him. And I think
feel like that also confirms that he's moving up to 147.
Yeah, that does
He might not even fight Teofimo for real.
But shit, I'm seeing talks of Teofimo versus Gary Russell, Teofimo versus Progas, Teofimo versus Sapia. Like those are all top 5 fighters. I can't see
bro.
Who's the other one?
Oscar De La Hoya was invited as a guest of Teofimo. So they sat down. You know he's a Hall of Famer and all that extra good shit. So you got to go talk to Oscar De La Hoya.
He's an older boy.
And they kept bringing up Ryan Garcia.
I think I said this earlier when we first talked about it in the group chat when Ryan Garcia's name was getting tossed around earlier for their fight week. I think it's just De La Hoya trying to keep, even though Ryan Garcia is not fighting right now, he wants to make sure Garcia's name is still circulating. Like he just wants to keep his name in the circle. But that's just my opinion. Maybe he is actually wants to get him in the fight.
I think because Garcia, I looked at it like this when he said that. I was like, okay, that's exactly what he wanted to do. But I look at Garcia, and it's already tough to get probably that top ranking Golden Boy. There's probably haven't been too many collab fights so far. But Garcia going up, and then Teofimo gone up, and then so pretty much he had to get the fight with Tank, and the fight with Tank never happens. If he wants to get a mega fight and that stuff right there, and even if it is to take a lot. Even if it's against like some crazy high talent and to really set up like his like career defining like bout, he would probably be the best person. Bless you.
Thank you. Garcia didn't want to smoke with him at 135. Garcia don't want to smoke with him at 140.
I believe it, but I'm just saying the way they were setting that up, I was like, that probably is his best chance to get a mega fight if he doesn't set it up with Tank.
Money talk.
I don't know how a fight goes with Garcia. That'd be a good ass fight, but
I think it would be. I don't think it would be a full fight. Well, maybe, but I don't know. You know, I got Teofimo on that one. But yeah, it would be decent to see how they would set up business. But this was a great card. Tom Brady really showed out. But what's next for them boys?
See, that's why I threw up those couple names. I was like, maybe Progas, maybe Gary. I think Gary Anton Russell beats him, but that's also because I'm a little biased. But outside of that, I think he has a good. But these are no slouches with Jose Ramirez, Cepeda, and Prograis. These are all people. These are all 50-50 fights, and I know you probably have to fight them before you even get Josh Taylor.
Prograis is a former champ. Ramirez is a former champ.
Sorry, I've been saying his name wrong.
Yeah, it's like Regis Prograis or some shit. I could be wrong too. Who knows? But I think that's what it is. But we got him. Ramirez is a former champ, so there's a couple guys he could go after and be some good fights. But I feel like if he does fight Josh Taylor, probably get like another fight at 140 before he fights Taylor.
I don't know if Taylor, especially if we're right and Taylor does move up to 147, maybe all 4 belts.
That's what it seems. I don't know why else he would drop all his belts.
Yeah, I was saying, even if not all 4 are open, there's 2 vacant titles right now. I mean, Teofimo could easily put his name into a interim title shot against whoever is the mandatory of that promotion. I think he could easily be able to put his name against whoever. I think Prograis is one of the mandatories that he ended up having to drop the belt for. So like he could fight Prograis for the new WBA champion or the fucking IBA, whatever promotion it is. There's 2 open. Go get it.
Prograis is low-key a sleeper. He a southpaw. He's nice. He just got 1 loss. So, like, I feel like he hasn't been able, and, like, he's dangerous. So people don't like to fight him, even though he's not a champion. So, like, you got to kind of start back over. People are afraid to fight him. He's solid, and he's a southpaw. That shit dangerous.
Was Campa a southpaw?
No, was he? I can't remember.
No, that's interesting.
I don't know, but Teofimo kept getting hit with the right hand. He needed to tighten that shit up. Because that's what Kambosos dropped him with, too.
No, that's interesting. But how do you feel about the mindset when it comes to them boys? Because, like, them boys are still lit. The boys are still going to talk their shit. Teofimo's dad's still going to be in the corner telling, like, yo, you need to fuck this nigga up. So, like, I just be coming with that. Because I think it's just them. I feel like at this point, you kind of just got to respect it.
Nah, bro. His dad, if y'all remember, me and Marcus had a good laugh about this, bro. Like, Teofimo's in front of the camera, flexing because he just beat him, right? And then his dad comes up from behind him, scoops in front to get in front of the camera type shit. And it was just like this man just likes to be a part of everything, bro. Like and his corner work is spotty with hey bro, why haven't you knocked him out yet? Go out there and knock him out. That's all you gotta do, knock him out. Like
one thing I would say, he did a little bit better in the corner this fight. Like when you're listening to the in the corner for this fight, it sounded like it was more put together. They weren't bullshitting like they did the Kambosos fight, but his dad be fucking crazy, bro, and that's probably why he's crazy.
And I feel like if he'll go as far as his skills would take him, but if he had a trainer that was in front of him, like how Tyson had Customato that was literally like making sure that you doing if he had someone in front of him that wasn't his dad, I think he would go even further. That's my personal opinion, but family over everything, and I understand why. He's won already all these fights. He's won all the belts with his dad in his corner. Why would you like? Maybe it is just mental blockage, and he just has to get past it, and then he can be champion of the world in every division that he wants to be.
Facts.
Hey man,
I hope he gets over that mental shit, cause bro, his ceiling is high. He's still only young. He's only like 23, 24.
My boy is Puerto Rican. He's from Brooklyn and was raised in South Florida. He's gonna be motherfucking. I feel like it's just gonna be like he gonna be like that forever. And I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. As long as he keeps fucking niggas up, can't say nothing about it. But hey man, this has been a nice smooth episode, man. This has been the Totally Blitz Teofimo versus Kemper recap. Top rank, they're gonna come through with the Puerto Ricans every motherfucking time. So we gonna show you. We got some more stuff coming for you. Check out the Usyk Joshua recap coming out on Friday. But hey man, if you didn't know, we really don't give a fuck. But we don't mind telling you again that you's a bitch.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't nothing.